Hi, gonna do something a little bit differently. I don't really feel like being on camera. And yeah, I just wanted to try something out. So we'll see how it goes. For the energy check-in, if this sounds like you, then this reading is for you. I don't necessarily have a very large audience, so chances are if this has found you, it's for you. But, just to double check, you are a very hard worker. You're someone who really values being able to build stability for yourself, but also the people around you, being able to build like a comforting and safe and secure environment for the people that you care about. You're focused on your long-term goals right now. You're not really worried about short-term problems. You're very focused right now, and that focus is, like I said, on some sort of long-term goal that you have. You could be someone that really enjoys very like physical hobbies, or working with your hands. It's a bit on the nose, but woodworking is one of the things that came to mind really intensely. But any sort of like building, crafting, physical labor, those sorts of things could be really important to you. That might have something to do with this like long-term goal of yours. So the topic of this reading has to do with something that's happening. This entire situation is happening in the very, very near future. Everything that I pulled had very like soon energy. This is something that could be really easy for you to miss. I don't think that you are aware of this situation basically at all. Throughout the reading, I just kept getting more signs that you have just, you're minding your own business. Like, you do not know that any of this is going on, and you're not worried about it, which is why I think it's something so easily missed by you. And I guess the core, or the sort of catalyst for the situation, is gossip in a way. Someone basically talking smack behind your back about you. And I know that sounds scary, but I would like you to know that overall this message is very positive. It's sort of like, not maybe the greatest path, but the result is very much in your favor. So, don't get scared. Reading it, got scared at first, but by the end of it, I was like very happy for you. So there's two main people that we're going to be talking about in this reading. First person I'm going to talk about is someone that you have some sort of history with. I do have a feeling that this is some sort of ex-lover, something like that. It could not be, it doesn't like have to be romantic. I do sort of get a strong sense of that though, for some reason. This is someone that you definitely look up to, or looked up to in a way. They have an almost like maternal energy to them. They could be like a mother or a parent in general, specifically a like new parent. This could also just be someone that just has that sort of, nurturing energy to them. Someone very like gentle and graceful in a way. You and this person likely cut ties or severed ties because they kind of just like didn't have enough time for you. They didn't have the like time or energy or resources or something, like all of the above even, to actually foster and encourage or grow this relationship. And it seems like this is something that you, like I said, probably a big factor of like why you two went separate ways. It also could have been the reason behind a lot of fights, like this lack of time or lack of prioritizing the relationship could have caused a lot of rifts between the two of you. The other person involved is someone that you may have been close with or friends with. I mean, it could even be acquaintances. I'm not actually positive anymore that you know this person, like, personally. When I was initially doing the reading, that was my assumption, but the more I'm sort of going through it, I am sort of picking up on this possibility that you and this person just know of each other. So if that's the case, sort of, I guess, disregard what I'm about to say, and then I'll sort of revisit that in a moment. If you do know this person, and the way that you'll know if you know this person is this is someone that you were friends with and you've recently started distancing yourself from because you've noticed they have a sort of jealous energy towards you. You view them as harmless. You are trying to balance, making sure to create some sort of space between the two of you, but you also are trying to, like, spare their feelings. I don't think this person is as harmless as you seem to think they are. It seems like this person, you're not giving them enough credit for how intentional they are about their behavior. It seems like you want to create this space so that you can almost protect this person in a way. But you should worry more about protecting yourself over protecting their feelings. This is someone that's really caught up on something that you did in the past that I don't think you even realize is something that they would be bothered by at all, which is part of why I'm not actually positive that you do know this person on a personal level. But this person is still really hung up on something that happened in the past in regards to you, and that's where this, like, jealousy and resentment is stemming from. This person also is someone that touts themselves as very spiritual, but it's on a very superficial level. This person mostly just uses spirituality for the aesthetic and the, like, ego boost that they get from it. It's like spiritual clout chasing. They're not really interested in doing any sort of inner work that typically comes along with, I guess, new age spiritualities, but they still are very loud about considering themselves a spiritual person. This is someone who I think is very just sort of over the top in general in a lot of ways. I think this is someone who sort of wants the spotlight to be on them at all times. I don't think that they do well with the spotlight being on anyone else. So yeah, just overall someone that is very superficial and materialistic even. Just not really doing certain things for the right reasons. It seems like the person that has this more sort of, like, nurturing energy, they have been trying to figure out whether or not they want to try and get back in contact with you or try to, like, reconnect with you, rekindle the connection that they had with you. And it seems like they went to this more quote-unquote spiritual person for guidance on this. It might be that this person reads tarot or does some sort of divination, or the other person just looks up to them for their, brain and the way that they view things in some way. But I'm mostly getting that it's like a tarot reading or something similar to that. So they're getting this tarot reading to try and get some sort of guidance on how to go about that or if they should do it at all. And this other person that's going to be giving them the tarot reading or the guidance is trying to sabotage this, essentially. They are sort of twisting things to, in their mind, make you look bad or convince them not to go after you. For some reason, this just is something the other person does not want you two to be together. And this is where I'm going to address you possibly not knowing this person personally. There is a potential, like, love triangle energy. I even put in my notes, though, it's more like just a love angle, because you are so unbothered and just unaware of any of this. You, I think, are a very oblivious king, oblivious queen. You are in your lane, you are in your bag, you are minding your business. But it does seem like, this nurturing person has feelings for you, and I do think potentially this other person has feelings for them, and that might be one of their motivations as to why they do not want you two to be together. Now, the reason that I find that possibly relevant to you not knowing this person is that this could be someone that is just aware of you that has not actually met you. So this might be someone who has had a really long-standing crush or some sort of feelings towards your ex and was really jealous of the attention that they were giving you when the two of you were together. Regardless of whether you know this person personally or not, there's some reason that they are against the two of you getting together for some sort of personal motives. It's not like this person just doesn't think that you two would be good together. If anything, they know that you would, and that's what they hate about it. But so yeah, this person is spiritually talking smack about you. The thing that makes this all really funny, though, is that it has an opposite effect on this person that's trying to figure out whether or not they want to reconnect with you. Sometimes when I'm trying to figure out what I want, I'll do a coin flip. Now, I'm not doing the coin flip to have the coin decide for me, but instead to get a better read on how I actually feel and what I actually want. For example, if I can't decide if I want to eat a burger for dinner or if I want to get tacos for dinner, if I take a coin and heads is a burger, tails is tacos, I flip that coin and it comes up tails and I go, damn, I know that I actually want a burger. So I think that this kind of had a similar effect on this person. I think hearing the concept of not reaching out to you, not pursuing this, like moving on, whatever, I think that just confirmed for them more that they really, really need or want to reach out to you. And I know that this other person is gonna be so mad. They might already be big mad about it. It's a little hard to tell as to whether or not that part of this has already happened. If it has, it was really recent, but it could be something that's about to happen as well. So, like I said, this is where the reading starts to pick up a little bit. So it's really funny because since you are so sort of unbothered and just really not prioritizing love or romance or any of that, you've probably been listening to this like, okay, and why should I care? This doesn't seem like any of my business. And that's because it's about to be your business, because this person is going to reach out to you soon, like soon. And it's not just some flimsy, like, no, I miss you, we should hang out. this person is going to reveal the situation that just happened and how they thought it was kind of weird that this person seemed to be like kind of trying to push them away from you. And they are also going to let you know about the burdens they have released since you guys had your initial relationship, and sort of the responsibilities that they've dropped and how just their circumstances have changed in general, and also how they, like, on an internal level have changed and grown since you two parted ways, and how that would make this different from the last time that you two tried to be in a relationship. And I think that it's going to be a very earnest conversation. I think that this person is very genuine, and I do think that they are ready to be in a relationship. Specifically, a relationship with you. It seems like they are genuinely emotionally, like, available and emotionally secure. What's funny, though, is you, my unbothered king or queen, are kind of like, okay, well, like, it's so cool that you got your ish figured out. Happy for you, but I don't know if I've got my ish figured out enough to be doing all that. And that's not to say that you're going to reject this person. It's more that there just is a realistic level of caution that you are going to be approaching the situation with. You have a lot on your plate. I don't get the sense that you're necessarily overwhelmed, but like we've talked about, you just have you're prioritizing everything other than love right now. You got ish to do. And so it's not that you're like, no, not interested. It's more so I get the sense that you're like, I'm going to need to take this slow. I am not going to be able to just sort of give you everything I've got because I'm putting a lot of my energy other places right now, and I'm going to continue to prioritize those other things. And I think that this person is actually really receptive to that. And I think you having that sort of attitude towards this relationship is, in fact, what leads to its success. And why I think that this whole reading has said that something happening very soon, very short term, that seems kind of whatever, but affects you in the long term, is I do think that this could be a pretty long-term relationship for you. I really do get the sense that this is a relationship that's very successful, or, you know, that can mean a lot of different things to a lot of people. Like, maybe that does mean marriage. Maybe that just means that you two build a life together in whatever way makes sense for you. Or, you know, maybe something else comes out of this relationship. That I don't really know, and I didn't really bother looking into, because this felt like enough. I think knowing everything is a very, like, tempting idea, but I don't think it really helps. I think this is as much as you really need to know. So the only other thing I have for you is I did pull some Lenormand cards to sort of cap this off and see if I could get any extra context. The Lenormand cards are frequently very, very, very literal in my readings, to the point where I usually don't know what they're talking about, but the person I'm reading for is able to gain some very clear meaning, or it's just, it hasn't happened yet, so it's hard to understand what it's saying. But so, you know, these could be signs, synchronicities to keep an eye out for. These could be some sort of, like, event or surroundings before or when this is happening, or this could just mean, I don't know. There's a lot of options. I'll run through the options that I sort of figured out. So the cards were Lily, Snake, Coffin. Lily and Snake, I read as a very sort of, like, sexual combination. Lily is already associated with sexuality, and the snake is, you know, sort of taboo and things like that. So could definitely see that. But then next to them we have coffin. So I don't know if it's some sort of ending of a sexual relationship that one of you has with someone. That could be why this other person is so against the two of you getting together, because they know that it would end the sort of whatever thing they've got going on with your ex right now. It could also be, like I said, these can be really literal. I have gotten the coffin straight up for someone dying before. It's not with any people, though, so I don't think it's a person. But I am just sort of getting, like, something about a dead snake. So you might see a dead snake soon, or hear about the death of a snake soon. I know that this sounds really silly, but, like, this is, in fact, how just straightforward these cards tend to be. I also got the end of a Whitesnake song, so maybe there is a Whitesnake song playing, and when it ends is when you get communication from this person. I also heard twist ending with the snake coffin. So I don't know if maybe you're watching a movie that has some sort of twist ending. With Lily, the only thing relevant to that I could think of was the actor Lily Rose Depp. So I don't know if maybe you're watching a Lily Rose Depp movie that has a twist ending, and that's when this person reaches out to you. Lily snake can also mean jealousy, so this could be like the end of jealousy. It could be that like this situation is going to put an end to this person having this like jealousy towards you, or just an end to your relationship with this person who has this jealousy towards you. Other than that, the only things to note are that both the lily and snake card have hands holding the item in question. So there's a hand holding a lily and a hand holding a snake. They're pointing in the same direction though, which is towards the coffin. So it's kind of as if both of these people are putting these things in the coffin, like they are laying these two things to rest. It was 22 minutes and 22 seconds on the timer when I said that. So that feels like confirmation to me. What the lily and the snake represent in that context, I don't really fully understand. Some sort of deception, sex, manipulation, something like that. Maybe it'll make more sense later to you or to me, who knows. But anyway, that is everything that I have. Thank you for listening to this reading. I appreciate you watching this all the way through. If you did, would love if you were to give it a like, and if you were to maybe even subscribe. That would be kind of cool of you. I also am going to put in the description any sort of signs that seem to stand out to me, so you can keep an eye out for them as synchronicities, or maybe they'll hold some sort of meaning to you. But yeah, okay, bye.